We're almost to part one, not even the chapter, but again, this is the most out of the other chapters and sections. So, simple insight visit seedtime.com bonus/bonus to sign up for daily reminders to stay on track with the challenge. You'll probably want to bookmark this page as well because it contains all of the helpful tools and resources shared in this book. Now, for the most important part, with most nonfiction books, the massive impact comes not from reading, but from acting on what you've read. So don't just read the book. If you want to see changes, then take action. Sound good? Lydia is going to be Lydia. Do you want to add letters? Okay. Excuse me. Linda is going to be joining us. I like to tell people that I am a high performance money coach married to a high performance spender. That's cute. Like most married couples, we're on the same page about some aspects of our financial life, but not all. So, my lovely wife, Linda, is going to be chiming in throughout the book like this. And then it has like Linda in like darker letters. Linda. Hello there, nice to meet you. If you can't already tell from that introduction, I am the fun one. I'm here to make sure this doesn't read like any other money book you've ever picked up. If you're married, I might just be the voice of reason to your spouse, or maybe to you. Either way, I'll be dropping in to encourage you, share a spouse and a spender's perspective, and remind us all not to take this stuff so seriously. We are all on a journey. For more than 15 years, I have been studying every Bible verse about money and seeking out every practical strategy for mastering my money. Thanks to the internet and the mind-blowing grace of God, I've had the privilege of sharing money management techniques, budgeting tips, and investing strategies with over 50 million Seed Time readers, podcast listeners, and students. I also have the honor of being a financial coach and a certified educator in personal finances, and I'm proud to call myself a money nerd. I want to be a money nerd. And yet, even with all this experience, I still occasionally do dumb things with my money. Just like you, I'm on a journey of continually learning and getting better with money, and to better understand what God is saying to us through the Bible. So let's just imagine that you and I are having coffee. I'm allergic to coffee. I'm not your financial advisor suggesting a change to your routine plan. I'm not your pastor trying to counsel you. Just consider me a friend, sharing the tips, tools, and revelations that God has used to do a complete 180 in our financial lives and the lives of those in our Seed Time community. Let's pray, invite God into the journey, expecting Him to show up. Ready? Let's go. Part 1. Save all you can. If you would be wealthy, think of saving as well as getting. Let me read that again. Just make sure If you would be wealthy, think of saving as well as getting. Benjamin Franklin. Sorry, let me do that again. If you would be wealthy, think of saving as well as of getting. Benjamin Franklin. Third time's a charm, baby. All right, so this is only supposed to be 8 minutes of reading. Well, let's go ahead and find out. I carried our newborn into our dimly lit bedroom at 3 a.m. and found Linda curled up on the floor, sobbing. As I helped her to her feet, she put her head on my shoulder and through tears said, "I can't do this anymore." She had birthed our third child the week before and was in the new baby sleep deprivation. I know what it is, I just can't pronounce it. Phase. We'd experienced this phase before, but this time was different. A few weeks earlier, she had developed a rash. It began on her stomach and spread to her arms and legs. It was so itchy that she was able to sleep only a total of 1 or 2 hours a night. The only thing that brought even a hint of relief was a cold shower, and she was taking 10 to 15 a day. Desperate to get a few minutes of relief, I called the doctor, spent hours on the internet researching, and bought every cream, pill, and concoction that Amazon and Walgreens sold. We had tried every suggestion from dermatologists and even the top experts, aka Facebook, but nothing worked. After many days of this, while we dealt with a newborn and 2 little kids, the sleep deprivation had gotten so bad that Linda was beginning to hallucinate. I wanted nothing more to fix this problem and end my wife's suffering. Yet no matter how hard I tried, nothing seemed to work. Now here I was in the middle of the night in our bedroom. He used some big fancy words. Holding my dear wife and feeling utterly helpless. We both hoped that it would just get better as the days went by. But as we entered the second week, we had the terrifying revelation that it was not going away and it was actually getting worse. It continued for another week and then another with no improvement. After a month, Linda called her OBGYN, who happened to also be a good friend and well aware of Linda's condition. That morning, as I wrestled with the baby and quieted the kids, God intervened. Good job with God. In the middle of the conversation, the OB remembered the details of an allergic reaction that Linda had had many years before to a particular medicine. She had been taking the medicine all throughout the pregnancy with no reactions at all. But according to our doctor friend, being pregnant can sometimes suppress certain allergic reactions. Now that Linda was no longer pregnant, that the reaction could be back. Theorized. We had tried so many things that others had suggested. We had gotten our hopes up so many times over those treacherous weeks, only to be disappointed every time. We were both so worn down from trying stuff that Linda wasn't even sure it was worth testing. The likelihood was that nothing would come of it at all, just like the dozen of other attempts that have failed. But I convinced Linda that it was worth pausing the medicine for a week-long test to see what would happen. Within a day, the itchiness began to subside. and she was soon able to sleep like normal mom of a newborn. Linda, never could I have, Linda, meaning Linda, like that little, I told you. Linda, never could I have imagined that the normal amount of sleep with a newborn would be so refreshing. Okay. We had tried everything and gotten nowhere, but that one divinely inspired memory was the key that unlocked the solution. Sometimes you try thing after thing after thing with no success. Disappointment settle in, and it feels reasonable to assume that if all these things fail, then nothing will work. However, the truth is you might have a key chain with 25 keys on it, but only one is going to actually unlock the door for you. I kind of needed to hear that tonight. It doesn't matter that you have tried 10, 15, or 20 times with no success. There is a key on the keychain that will open the door, and when you find the right one, it can change everything. Financially stuck. Has your financial life ever felt like this? Maybe you have tried all the budgets, expert financial advice, and debt payoff plans, but nothing has worked. Maybe you are so worn down from trying stuff that you have all but given up. Maybe you are flat out convinced that if there were a better way, you would have discovered it by now. I know that feeling of being stuck in a dark hole where despair sinks in and you can't imagine climbing out. I've been there. Then I found that one seemingly tiny change, that one key that changed our world forever. In this section, I'm going to share many simple God-inspired ideas that have blown our minds just like Linda did. After taking every pill, using every lotion, and trying every trick to get rid of that rash, we finally found the one thing that made all the difference. Excuse me. The first part of the formula, save all you can. Just to be clear, when I say save all you can, it isn't just about filling up a saving account. Instead of focus is on reducing expenses and saving money on things that you regularly purchase, which will in turn provide you with more available income. Most people tend to think that the money problems are a result of not having enough income, and for some of us, that is the case. But I have found that the vast majority of people in the Western world can feel a lot wealthier without earning any more money. It's all about finding hidden money in the most expansive places. You're probably thinking one of two things right now. Almost done. But then should we do chapter 1? Okay, get back to part 1. Where is all the money gone to come from? Sorry, let me reread that. Where is all this money going to come from? I'm already careful and diligent, so there is no way hidden money is just sitting around. Hang tight, we will get there. Oh no, this must be one of those penny-pinching hyper-refrigerator books. Don't worry, I'm not that guy. This is not that book. I am more into big wins that don't have a huge effect on my standard of living. I don't want to live like a pauper, and the good news is we don't have to. I live and breathe this stuff I specialize in, and I get thrill from it. Finding the most painless methods that yield the biggest results. As a matter of fact, you probably find that this section alone will pay for the book many times over. We're going to dig into a lot of new ideas, so keep an open mind and be willing to try new things. By the end of this first part, I believe you're going to be on your way to some big financial wins. Now, again, so I did a lot of reading for today and day one, but am I supposed to read actual chapter one to be like day 21? Or the 21 days is like, I said to read, like, oh no. Okay, do you know what? It's late, so I'm just going to put that as day one. If this takes me 22 days, it takes me 22 days. Love ya.